Hey, what's up, my Acers and Chads? Gamer Guide here with a special collab video. Okay, now I'm sure everyone and their grandma has seen the Sonic movie by now. It was a surprisingly good film, albeit having some flaws. I give it a solid 7.5 out of 10, as it was better than I expected. Since December 2018, I've been following this film very closely, and have mostly been negative with it since that first infamous teaser poster came out. I mean, who can forget that? We Sonic fans were going through the 5 stages of anger, so by the time the first teaser trailer came out in late April 2019, I was just indifferent. Wasn't even planning on seeing the movie. Then, director Jeff Fowler announced that the movie would be delayed from November to February 2020 due to all the backlash, and, well, the rest is history. Ever since the updated trailer released in November last year, it gave a lot of the fans and general audience hope and excitement for the movie, as it's unprecedented for movie studios to take criticism and delay a film to make it better. And now here we are today, with the Sonic movie grossing over $200 million, breaking records for a video game film, and on track to catching up with Detective Pikachu's overall box office, which is $432 million. Now, although the first movie was a pleasant surprise, it was far from great, but leaves the door open for the sequels to be much better. Here are my ideas for what I would want to see in the sequel, and I actually got this idea from Sonic the Cosplayer on Twitter. The sequel will revolve around one Chaos Emerald, the source of Sonic's power. Longclaw is the one who sent Tails. We never actually see her get killed by the Echidna tribe, so who knows, maybe she had time to relay a message to Tails, or had a contingent plan for when she died. Anyway, in the sequel, Robotnik escapes the Mushroom World by attracting Echidnas to his location, using the quill he got from Sonic. Knuckles is trained from birth to catch Sonic, matching strength to speed, so there will be a nice dynamic there. And yes, Knuckles has to be in the sequel. I don't think they're going to wait until the third film to introduce Knuckles, because we don't know how great the sequel will perform. I mean, just look at Lego Movie versus Lego Movie 2. Now I have a strong feeling that the World, is part of Angel Island. But those are my thoughts for what I think the sequel will be. The main thing I want is for Sonic to be mostly off-world throughout this film. Part of the reason they spent so much time on Earth was due to the budget constraints of the first film, so I want them to go all out for the sequel. Browntable agrees with this idea too. In fact, he also has some ideas for what he wants to see in the sequel. Hey Browntable, what would you like to see in the Sonic movie sequel?
Thanks for having me, man. And yes, Sonic needs to go off-world in the sequel. The sequel also has to have animated characters be the main characters. I do, though, want Tom to come back in the sequel. I don't want the film to treat the film's first characters as unimportant to the mythos because they now are part of the mythos, at least the mythos the films are creating. So I want a good supporting role, and not just a cameo, though a cameo is better than no appearance altogether. Now, I actually know very little about Sonic, but the character I actually want to see is Amy, because I've always seen her in media being in love with Sonic, but I have no idea as to why, so I want the sequel to take the opportunity and build their relationship from the ground up. I don't want them to have any sort of past, so it would be way more interesting. Though if they do have a past because that's canon, or there's like some backstory they have where they first meet, if the film adapts that, I'd be fine with that because of course that's accurate to the source material.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. They could even pay homage to Sonic CD's backstory on Amy. In that game, she reads some tarot cards that states that Sonic is her destined soulmate, and so she goes off to Little Planet in search of Sonic, before she gets captured by Metal Sonic. Anyway, for the sequel, they could have Amy Rose grow up hearing stories about the blue blur named Sonic, making him into some sort of legend. So Amy basically idolizes him, and when she's older, she journeys across worlds to find him. That could be a nice little side story if done right. And since this is the first time we'll be seeing Amy, making her a damsel in distress would be a nice change of pace instead of Sonic having to save Tom and Maddie again.
Now Tails, Tails maybe has a certain image of Sonic. Maybe he believes Sonic to be this courageous super hedgehog with incredible ideals, but ends up with a goofy, lazy Sonic, and we could see Sonic grow into the character in more popular media like the games, like the comics. a wittier but not goofy, a more mature but not edgy hero. On Knuckles, I'm interested in him. I want the main 4 characters you always see in Sonic lore be in the sequel, Tails, Amy, and Knuckles, and having Knuckles as the antagonist, as Gamer Guide suggested, is a great idea. And then to have them all team up and face off against the final antagonist would be a story we've seen before, but if it's done well and uniquely, there should be no problem. I think they should save the more crazy stuff like Shadow and Silver for sequels, but I do think Robotnik should make a comeback in the 3rd film, so more Jim Carrey there. But I do want a popular actor like Carrey to be prevalent in the sequel film to fill that void. So, all in all, I just want the sequel to be aimed at everyone, not just kids, and no fart jokes without substance, please. Respect your audience more. Thanks for inviting me. I have a lot of content over at the Browntable channel on YouTube. I've done, my own Sonic video. I'm making my own anime, well, animation that is inspired by anime, so yeah, should be a lot of fun. And thanks for letting me come over to your table.
Thanks for taking the time off to be in this video, Browntable. And make sure to check out his channel, everyone. He makes great video essays about films from Marvel, DC, etc. And he's a big fan of Sonic Rebound too, so that's always good. Anyway, thanks once again for being in this video, and thank you all for watching.